Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 2000's Represent. We're starting out this cycle of 2008 with an album. In this episode, we're talking about One of the Boys by Katy Perry. I believe her second studio album. I believe her first one came out several years prior to this, just called Katy Hudson. I don't think that was available to really stream or anything. So that one was kind of like just released, but this is the first album under the name of Katy Perry. I consider it to be a debut album, even without even with the Katy Hudson album. Kind of like how I consider like something like "Jagged Little Pill" by Alanis Morissette to be her debut, outside of the fact that she did two kind of pop albums in Canada. Kind of the Katy Perry that we've known since this kind of debuted with this album, in my opinion. I have some notes here about it. We're going to get through those notes, get through the track list and all that. So we just go ahead and open this up. All right, so we have One of the Boys by Katy Perry. It was first released June 17th, 2008. Like we mentioned earlier, technically second studio album from her, but I basically consider it to be a debut album anyway. And in my opinion, I think this is actually my favorite album by her. Teenage Dream kind of was the bigger album. Commercially, a lot of people will say that is the overall better album. I prefer this one. I like the kind of more pop rock style of this one. Teenage Dream is an amazing album as well. That one leans more into just kind of pure pop, in my opinion, while One of the Boys has a lot more like rock to it, a lot more kind of guitars and that kind of instrumentalization. It's got some kind of edgier lyrics on some of the songs, I think, and I think it just has a slighter edge compared to Teenage Dream. If I were to rank my top three albums from her, it would be kind of done in release order. I would say One of the Boys being my favorite, then Teenage Dream, and then Prism. Witness, not so great. What was it? I forget what the one where she's got the clown makeup on. That wasn't great either. It was just so kind of okay. And then 143 was just kind of very generic to me. It just, like the pop was kind of just very standard, kind of not a lot really going on there. It just felt very generic. So yeah, this one, in my opinion, is my favorite. It's got, like I said, it's got great just pop rock kind of style to it, compared to like the other albums. I think there was it four singles? Let me just count these. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, four singles off this album. Kind of the big one was I Kissed a Girl. When I went to the Katy Perry concert back in, I think, July, she mentioned that was a song that kind of put her on the map. It's a good song, not my favorite song on the album, but that was kind of, I believe, the lead single off this album. And like she said at that show, it definitely put her on the map. Then you have Hot and Cold, just another great one there. That's the second single. Third single is Thinking of You, kind of more of a little like a ballad, but also very solid. And probably my favorite track on the album is actually single number 4, which is Waking Up in Vegas. Kind of disappointed that that one didn't get played at the show I was at. But yeah, Waking Up in Vegas to me has the most kind of pop rock guitars and what have you on it. Absolutely love Waking Up in Vegas. Just a classic banger, if you will. Her I Kissed a Girl ended up being, I believe, her first top 100 or Billboard Top 100 single. And then Hot and Cold also charted on that list and got to number 3. There was some controversy between. She was going to do a Sesame Street segment, and it was Hot and Cold, like a cover or a different kind of like a parody of that about she's dealing with Elmo. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can check the video out. I think they filmed that and then ended up not using it. Parents were upset over like her like wardrobe, and I actually saw a Reddit post about this, which actually kind of made me laugh a little bit, where the parents were upset with the apparent lack of clothing that she was wearing. I think like the dress she was wearing is fine, but somebody on Reddit commented that if parents were upset about that, they should be more upset about Disney's Tinkerbell, because Tinkerbell technically actually has less stuff on than Katy did in this video. But yeah, she does the video of Elmo, and instead of it hot and cold, she's like, you're up and you're down. You're like, she's chasing Elmo around the city. It's a cool video, and like I said, I'll leave a link in the description to check that video out, because I think the controversy over that was just completely overblown. I find that kind of to be like a knee-jerk reaction to that. I don't know if she were to do that now, if it would be a problem. I don't really know. I don't have a problem with it personally, but apparently some parents did, and then they apparently never aired that segment on Sesame Street, but the video of it does exist. For this album, I ended up listening to, or for this video, I listened to One of the Boys earlier in the year and just listened to the original 2008 release. For this video, I ended up listening to the 15th anniversary edition, which I think came out a couple years ago. So it would have been, so 2023 would have been the 15th anniversary of this album. So it just has some extra bonus tracks to it. It's a little bit longer. The bonus tracks are pretty good. So once we get to the track list, we'll discuss this version of it as well. I remember when it came out, it kind of came out to mixed reviews critically. Like when I get to the reviews a little bit, I'm kind of actually surprised that some of the reviews are as bad as they are, because I think this is actually a kind of a pop music masterpiece, if you will. It's an excellent album. I think if some of these outlets were to review the album again, like do like a retrospective review, it would probably have higher marks, I think. Because yeah, I absolutely love this album. No skips on it for me whatsoever, on both the original and then the kind of the anniversary edition. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised how kind of negative some of the reviews were when this came out. It's like basically like straight up pop, has a little bit of rock to it. But I don't think it's any like worse than some of the other pop at the time. I actually think it's a little bit better than a lot of the pop music at the time. I think around this time period, Lady Gaga put out her first album, and then I think that got reissued so The Fame was her debut, I think, and then they did The Fame Monster, which was like the deluxe edition that had a bunch more tracks. So there was definitely a lot of good pop music at the time, and I kind of like feel that this album is up there with some of the better albums of that time period. So once we get to the reviews, I think like it got kind of unfairly criticized a little bit, if you will. We're now going to take a look at those reviews, so let me just bring those up. So yeah, so it has a kind of not great reviews here. So Metacritic has it at a 47 out of 100, which is kind of surprising. AllMusic has it at a 3.5 out of 5, so a little bit better there. The AV Club has it at a D-, so not very good. Blender has it at a 3.5 out of 5. The Guardian with a pretty low review with a 2 out of 5. Now has it also at a 2 out of 5. Rolling Stone comes in with only a 2 out of 5 as well. I think this is let me see here. Yeah, so Pop Matters gave it a 4 out of 10, so really low there as well. Slant has it at a 2 out of 5. While Spin came in with a 3 out of 10, and Uncut with a 3 out of 5. So probably average maybe like 2.5, 3 stars out of 5 usually. So I think those are pretty low. I kind of think if people were to re-review these albums or these outlets to do reviews, they would probably fare a little bit better. But we're now going to move into our track list. Let me just pull that up here, and we'll get to that. Yeah, and it's got, like I said, the version I'm listening to, or listened to, was the 25th anniversary edition. You see where the track listing is. There we go. So we're going to go off the original track listing first, and then we're going to go off of the, let me see if the 50th anniversary edition is there. Yeah, 50th anniversary adds in about like 8 minutes, I think. So original version comes in with 12 tracks at 43 minutes and 38 seconds. Track 1 is the title track, so just One of the Boys. Pretty good track there. Track 2, kind of like Katy Perry said at that show, the song that put her on the map, I Kissed a Girl. Pretty good track there as well. Track 3, my favorite track on the album, we have Waking Up in Vegas. Absolutely love that one. That's one that if it comes on, the chorus and the hook of that song is just great. She's like, shut up and put your money where your mouth is. That's what you get for waking up in Vegas. Like, shake the glitter off your clothes now. Yeah, so absolutely love Waking Up in Vegas. That's track 3. Track 4 is Thinking of You. Track 5 is Mannequin. Absolutely love that song as well because she's like, you're not a man, you're just a mannequin. It's a great one. Track 6, one of the more that's kind of maybe a little bit problematic is You're So Gay is track 6. Yeah, that one kind of is probably like wouldn't really fly today. It's an alright track. Track 7, another one of the singles off the album is Hot and Cold. Love that one as well. Into that, we're moving into track 8 is If You Can Afford Me. Another kind of very solid banger. I love that one as well. Track 9 is Lost. Track 10 is Self-Inflicted. That one's also very solid. Track 11 is I'm Still Breathing. And then closing out the album is track 12 with Fingerprints. So again, 12 tracks, 43 minutes and 38 seconds. And then into the 15th anniversary edition, which adds a couple bonus tracks here. We have track 13, which is A Cup of Coffee, which is also very solid. She's like, give me a cup of coffee and an overdose, or whatever it was. I'm terrible at singing these songs. I probably shouldn't sing them. And then the other bonus track on the 15th anniversary is track 14, which is I Think I'm Ready. And the bonus track version comes in with those 2 extra tracks at 50 minutes and 30 seconds. There's a few other versions of it, like the Asian release has a few bonus tracks as well. I might actually listen to that one. I actually haven't heard that particular one. And then there's like a Platinum edition, which has some other tracks on it, remixes, and things like that as well. But yeah, overall, this is just an absolute classic pop album, I think. One of kind of the best pop albums of the kind of time period that it came out in. And like I said earlier, I think it is probably my favorite album from her. I think it's her best album. No skips on this album for me whatsoever. I think maybe there might be a skip for me on like Teenage Dream. Like I don't particularly love Peacock. I think that song is kind of not great. She even joked about that song at the show, like did like one line from it or something. It was like, yeah, we're not doing that one or whatever she said. But yeah, I think this one is just slightly better in my opinion than Teenage Dream. Even though Teenage Dream is kind of the bigger one, it's the one kind of people will say is her best. It's a pop masterpiece as well. I just prefer One of the Boys just a little bit more. But yeah, that is going to do it for this video. I will be back in a week from now with a 2008 movie. No idea what that's going to be just yet. We'll be back in a week with that. And then we'll be coming back after that with a 2008 video game before jumping into 2009. So yeah, that's going to do it for now. So remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you again next time. Thanks again for watching. Take care and have a good one.